Hello, 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 beautiful people. I just wrapped up my afternoon, allowing some time with some of our new students. And it is so exciting because I love to see the gleam in people's eye when they know that they're about to accomplish one of their goals, which is to start the process of obtaining their CDL. Each ride was so full of conversation and giving them Q&A time to be able to ask me questions. One of the group of students that got on the truck to ride around the pad today was all women. And what I love the most about talking to our women that come through the training program is to give them tips, not just driving skills, but life skills, and to give them an opportunity to be able to see themselves doing this job, but doing it from a safety standpoint. And these women already knew who I was because they were following me on TikTok, y'all. They literally were quoting some of the things that I had already put out there in the interweb. And I just felt good about that because that told me that I empowered somebody before they even got through our training program. And I'm trying not to get emotional about it because these were 4 young ladies that are powerful. A couple of them already have their trainers already. And it was just wonderful to be on the truck with them and to kind of give them kind of an overview of the industry that I love and how it has changed my life. I like being able to share that information because I know when I do, I'm empowering somebody to grow and to be stronger and better than where they were when they came into the trucking industry. So that was a treat for me. Again, it was the first time I had 4 different women on the truck who knew exactly who I was. Crazy. Y'all, I appreciate you following me. I appreciate you taking whatever I have that is adding value to your life and you using it to make a decision. Whether you come here to Prime, that's not my concern. If you are interested in coming in the trucking industry, this is not really an older person's game anymore. This is a young person's game. And I'm not saying that older people can't drive because there are tons out there, but eventually they're going to turn in those keys and say goodbye to this industry, at least in the form of driving. Wherever it is that you end up going, I hope that it fulfills that need for you to make a difference in the trucking industry. Have more goals than just to make money. If all you do is focus on the money aspect on it, you'll be chasing money your whole life. And, I hope that as you guys are building your careers, that you start to document the experience because you are going to want to look back on the career and see how far you've come, either financially or just in terms of personal growth. The travel portion of it, if you've never left your home state and now you're all over the country driving a truck, it's going to mean something to you to look back and see that. So take lots of photos, take videos, hold your camera up and turn it around so your family can see where you are in each state as you're traveling. Maybe you're going to go across borders like Canada, Mexico. If that's what you're going to be doing, it ought to be shared with other people. So turn this into more than just a career. Turn it into a safe adventure that you take yourself on. For all of you who are pulling out of trucking, I totally respect your choices. But what I don't want you to do is to discourage the new generation of drivers who want to come out here, and they want to do it because at some point they saw you or someone that looked like you that represented this industry and what success meant for that person. Even if trucking is not the same as it was 10 years ago when you came in the trucking industry, or 20 or 30 years, doesn't mean you should be discouraging those young people who really want an opportunity. They need this to get out of whatever financial situation they're in, or whatever situation in life period that they need an escape from, or an opportunity to grow farther than they would have in their home cities or states. See, what you don't realize is I get to see people from all walks of life coming through our training program here at Prime. And a lot of them have been stuck working factory jobs, or they've been working fast food jobs, or these low paying jobs. So they don't have any way in some of those little small towns of increasing the revenue in their household unless they build a career in trucking. I know for me, I was just telling the students on the truck that I've been really blessed that when I came into trucking, y'all, I was on welfare with 4 kids living off $700 a month plus food stamps. Do the math and tell me, how do you stretch $700 when you've got rent to pay, electricity to pay, food to buy, other bills to pay? It was very hard, and 4 girls. So don't kill the dream of those who want to come into this industry, who literally need this to work. These companies are paying more than they have probably seen in their lifetime, or it's just giving them another opportunity to maybe escape the situation that they're in at home, whether that's a faulty relationship, bad relationship with the parents, whatever the case may be. Do not destroy their dream. In fact, you ought to be pushing them more, because maybe your time in trucking is up, but for them, it's a whole new beginning. So we want to encourage those people, and we want to empower them to be better. So I hope that added some value to some of you, because some of you need to hear that. I surf the internet a lot, and when I say a lot, I'm always looking under hashtag trucking, hashtag OTR live, hashtag CDL, hashtag CDL training. I follow the posts and others that I use. One of the things that has been very hard is to hear people badmouth this industry and talk about all the negative experiences that they are having in this industry, which led to either them having to turn in their trucks or whatever the reason was. But we're not telling the part about how we might have been living beyond our means, above our means, and we bought that extra car, that extra sports car. We moved from the neighborhood we were in. We're not telling that part of it. So don't make it seem like trucking just totally let you down. Really take responsibility for yourself and the actions that you took that led to you being in the position to where you're now trying to blame trucking for your lack of income. A lot of us could have made better choices, and I'll be the first to say that about me. I made a lot of choices that I still have to live with to this day, but I'm not blaming the trucking industry for it. I can go back to things that I know and make a very good living. And don't think it's far from my thinking. It's just right now, I need to focus on where I'm at, because there have been some changes and I'm adapting to those changes. And when it's time for me to move on to the next thing, then I'm going to work on that next thing. In the meantime, I'm never going to discourage anybody from coming into this trucking industry, because this is where I built a solid career foundation, and this is where I learned what my strength was and how I was so much stronger than I thought I was after going through a divorce with 4 kids. And so as long as I know that this industry has added value, I'm going to share from my perspective and my experience, but I'm never going to blame an industry that helped me and my children to come out of poverty. I'm never going to do that. And so while you're telling your story, make sure you tell the whole story to your audience. Don't just make up all the good, the good stories. You're telling all the great things that happened during your career, all the money you made, all the fancy trucks that you drove, the pretty house that you lived in. That's great. And all of us deserve an opportunity to share how trucking has blessed our lives. But also tell people how you were on home time for 2 weeks and you didn't make any money during that 2 weeks because you were on vacation, or you just didn't want to drive, or whatever the case may be. Maybe you had surgery, a sick parent, or some other reason that kept you out there to where you weren't able to make your usual money because you were gone. But some of you saved, while others of you, you just lived it up during that time. Okay? Talk about the whole experience. Don't just leave people with half a story. I believe that when we don't give them the full picture of the experiences that we're having in the trucking industry, it can be quite discouraging because you have built them up so much on it. Especially those of you who work for companies like the one that I'm at. Big companies, they do a great job of having multiple trucks and having drivers out there that are willing to make the sacrifice to do the job. But what the drivers need to do is tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, and create an opportunity that gives the person coming into the industry the power of choice, right? We all have a choice whether to come in this or to just stay out of it. And if you choose to be in it, you got to be willing to deal with all that comes with that decision, the highs and the lows. I can truly say that during my entire 34 years in the trucking industry, I've had a great ride. There have been plenty of highs, but there were also some valleys that were just lowered and low, and things had gotten so bad I couldn't even think about where my next dollar was going to come from, because at that time I wasn't saving my money. I wasn't being smart with money. There was a time, I think it was in my mid-20s towards my later 20s, where it was like that was the most money I ever made, and I'm just buying this and buying that. And guys, that doesn't help you when you get to the age I am now. I'm now in my 50s, and so my mindset about how I save money and what that means for me is so much different than it was when I was in my 20s. In my 20s, I didn't care. I was all about building what I consider to be the image of success. I'm at this so peaceful state in my life right now, not saying that everything is perfect. A lot of things are coming up for me, especially in the next couple of days. It'll be the 3rd year that my husband's been gone. So that's going to come up. And it's questioning now, what are the moves that I need to prepare for in the next, I would say 2 years or more. I need to figure that out. And so I am literally day by day as I come here. I don't want to feel that I'm not adding value to people. So when I come to work, I'm always going to try to be a light, regardless of what people think about me, regardless of what I'm feeling in the moment. My whole goal is to make sure I do the work that God tells me to do. And that does not mean to discourage other people's dreams. Just because the way that they see a thing is not the way that I see a thing is not reason enough for me to want to discourage them from coming into this industry. I want them to have their own experience, see for themselves what this industry can do. Trucking is not what it used to be, but it is life for those who really need it. And if you're living in any type of area that was struggling in the past, while this opportunity is available, get into it. And not only that, guys, there are more opportunities than what you actually want to do. Like, you want to come in here and you want to drive a truck. But what happens during the time that, okay, your body says, I can't do this no more? Or you just lose interest in trucking and you're looking for the next thing you can do, but you want to stay in the industry and you don't know how. There are so many careers within this trucking industry, guys. All you have to do is find out what the jobs are, and if it lines up with your interests, that is going to be something of value to your future. And so all you got to do is find out what the jobs are. And I do have a list of those. I'll probably get to that when I get home after work. There are some jobs out there. There are careers that you guys could be building right now. You could be working on obtaining the skills to do those things, no matter what company you're in, because you are creating value for yourself so that you can be a blessing for others. But I'm really excited for those who have chosen to come into trucking and you found your home in whatever company that you're in. I'm just happy that you're experiencing it. So make sure that you share that here on YouTube, and don't be one of those people that feels like you got to tell all the story, but you want to give us the highlights, not the highs, the highlights of your career, and document. This is a great platform to do that on. So is TikTok, Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, YouTube. Is all of these platforms that allow you to create video content is where you want to be to share this industry. Because at some point, guys, you're going to be tired and you're going to want to get off that truck. And you're going to want to also look back on your memories of a time when it should be documented one way or another to help you and your audience to see the evolution of this trucking industry. If I could go back to my 20s and I could put a smartphone back in my 20s when I was driving, y'all, there's so much I would have showed you. But if you scroll down my page, you'll see some of the videos from my late 30s into my 40s, what my mindset was. And I could tell how much I've grown just by watching those videos. It's so encouraging for me to see the old Dee doing what the current Dee said she was going to do, and felt, I know what I was thinking when I go back and I watch those videos. So you want to have that same opportunity when you start your YouTube channel or your TikTok videos and you want to start talking about it. It's enough of all this other nonsense that's going on, the complaining, the doing this and making sure you see me looking like that. It's time out for that, guys. People are looking for real answers to their problems. They're looking for real solutions to take care of their families and to be providers. And if you're one of those people who are just, you want to just feed people nonsense, shame. Shame, shame, shame. And I'm not telling you to sit there and gripe in front of your phone and talk about every negative thing that has happened to you in trucking. I do want you guys to be honest with your audience and start giving people the kind of perspective that helps them to grow. Anyways, guys, I got to get off of here. It's been a pleasure, and I hope that conversation added some kind of value to your life. And if it did, please leave me a message in the comments below. Do take the time to hit subscribe, like, give this video a thumbs up, and go hit that notification bell wherever it is. Make sure you click on all so that you can see all of my videos when they are released. And if there's any particular topic that you need me to talk about, feel free to reach out to me in the comments and I will get back to you. All right, thanks so much for tuning in. Y'all be safe out there. Bye.